Today I am going to talk about a tool called the principle of externality. You know the best salesman that ever existed, ever in the history of the world, the best salesperson that ever existed was the guy who sold the first telephone. Now, what was this guy selling as a value proposition to the customer? Please buy this, you can do what with it? Now, clearly, the second telephone he sells, he can tell that person, you can call the guy who bought the first telephone. Now, that guy got some value. And the third telephone, that guy got more value than either of the first two people. And in fact, the 100,000th buyer of telephone got more value than any one of the 99,999 people that bought a telephone prior to that person. This is called principle of externality. By the way, not only did the 100,000th person get more value than any one of the 99,999 people that bought before him or her, but when the 100,000th person bought the telephone, each of the 99,999 people that had bought before, each of them, their value of their purchase actually went up, because now they can call one more person. This is called the principle of externality. See, in economics, when value is transferred through means other than price, it's called externality. The principle of externality says, when a market exhibits this behavior of externality, the markets will grow exponentially. In other words, initially it might take time for the market to grow, but once the momentum picks up, it's going to grow exponentially. So let's look at examples of markets that exhibit the principle of externality. Clearly, the telephone market did so. What are some other markets? Those of you who were around in the early 90s, late 80s might remember the moment internet came through, how quickly that moved. Because every time another person created another web page, the value of the internet not only increased for them, but for everybody else. So, internet exhibited the principle of externality. Social media, Facebook. For every additional person that joins Facebook, the more value everybody else gets, and the next person gets more value than anybody got before. Exhibits the principle of externality. Notice that in all of these cases, markets moved extremely fast. How long did it take for Facebook to go from nobody to literally 100 million users? The principle of externality says, when markets exhibit the principle of externality, they grow exponentially. Now, how does that apply to you? Ask yourself, in your world, in your business, are there elements of externality that you can identify? Because if you can identify some element of externality, you can use that to grow your market very, very fast. Even if you cannot actually use this in your own business, understanding which kinds of businesses exhibit the principle of externality, understanding why they grow so fast, and understanding which ones might do so in the future is valuable in the day and the world that we live in today. The principle of externality. Markets that exhibit the principle of externality grow exponentially fast.